Good morning, viewers. We are glad to welcome you to yet another edition of your favorite sports show, Sports Hour, being live to you from the Advent Cable Network Nigeria Television in the beautiful city of Abuja, as we bring to you event news that has happened, that's happening, and that will happen in the world of sports. I am Olushola Olujide.
I am Olawale Ayeni, and it's great to have you join us today, where we'll have a whole lot of interesting sports stories across the world, where we'll talk about the Super Eagles, where we'll talk about what is happening at the ongoing CAF Confederation Cup, where Yimba is currently, flying that trade for them to win the first cup Confederation in Africa. And also we go to the National Sports Festival and also the Champions League, and also boxing is on the show this morning. Anthony Joshua is on the show this morning. This and many more will bring to you after this short break. Don't go nowhere.
Yeah, welcome back. And if you are just joining us, this is the Sport Hour show. So we shall begin with the story on the AFCON qualifiers, where Garnet Roar has invited Paul Onachu to replace Moses Simon. You know, last 2 weeks ago, there was uproar in the news concerning the fact that Paul Onachu, who is Nigeria's highest goal scorer right now in Europe, was put on a standby list for the AFCON qualifier games against the Benin Republic and Lesotho. But now he has now been taken away from that list, that standby list, and brought into the main 23-man or 24-man list against these two countries. Now, Mr. Ole, looking at it now that Onachu is now, and Onachu is actually coming in replacing Simon because the French league has said their players will not leave Europe for international games. So if that law was not in place because of COVID-19, if that law was not in place, of course, Onachu will still remain on a standby list. But because now the French league has said that players will not leave Europe, will not leave certain places, not go to certain places, which includes Africa as well too, because of COVID-19 restrictions. Yeah. So how do you see the shall I say the upgrading of Onachu from a standby list to the main list?
Of course, for me, it's impressive because that is what the Nigerians are actually yearning for. During this current campaign in Europe, he has scored about 26 goals for his club. He is the highest goal scorer when it comes to the Nigerian players who are flying in that trade abroad, even in the home front. I was talking about the MPFL. So he's a good player. He's a lanky striker. He's very good when it comes to arena ball. For him, getting to take Moses Simon place, I think.
By luck, by chance.
If by chance, at least it's good now. Everybody will actually come down. We want to see him play in the field of play. But looking at the statistic for the national team, he has played 9 games and he has just scored 1 goal for the Super Eagles. So
he has not performed well for the Super Eagles. He has not performed. But we will not blame him. We will believe the beliefs that because of the playing setup of the Super Eagles, does not match his strengths compared to his club, whereby everything surrounds him. Yes, surrounds him. But in the Super Eagles, in fact, the last game he played, one of the friendly games he played, it was not again. I think against Brazil also. He was not receiving any pass from the midfield.
Of course, when you have players like Chukwueze on the left-hand side, you have players like Moses Simon on the right-hand side, or Samuel Kalu at the right-hand side. They want to actually drive into the box and get to play short and get to pass the goalkeeper. They don't want to actually cross the ball for him to score.
Which is Nigerians who have play to the wings and cross.
Play to the wings and cross.
Remember the times of the
Tijani Babangida and all that. Victor Gali was just in the middle, getting to knock the ball as it is also. But now those players want to actually play for themselves. They want to score the goal. Teamwork is not really there for me. If you look at the build-up of the Super Eagles attack, anytime they want to attack their opponent, they just want to cut 1 or 2 players, dribble past 1 or 2 players and fire the ball back up the net.
That's a new style from the modern day 7 and 11 now. To drive in, cutting. Let's look at Jerome and Ribery. They were driving, caught you, driving caught you.
Same thing with Ronaldo, same thing in Eden Hazard, all of them.
Neymar.
But at this point in time, since you have like a lanky striker who is very, very good when it comes to the area ball, at least they should, actually make use of him in that particular one. No doubt about it. The game against Benin and against Lesotho is very, very crucial to the Super Eagles, most especially the game between Benin, because we know that they came to Nigeria, we defeated them 2-1.
Yes,
that was a narrow escape for us
yeah.
when we'll actually play them in Nigeria. But we are going to Benin, we are going to their state capital, their country capital. We need to actually get the work done. If we can be able to get the work done in Benin, then we have actually still have qualification to Cameroon. But no doubt about it, we are still going to play Lesotho. When we play Lesotho, that should be a fire warning of what countries should expect when we play in Cameroon. For me, we should go, even though we finish the job in Benin Republic, we should go against Lesotho and get maximum points and maybe maximum goal in that particular one.
Okay, so let's move on to our next story, which has to do with the Nigerian League, whereby the Kano Pillars technical advisor, he absconded from duty, according to a statement from Kano Pillars. He absconded from duty, and he has resigned actually, because he just left because of certain reasons. They are still investigating the reason why he left.
For me, he's actually sad, because I don't see him having a problem in Kano Pillars. Maybe they actually hide all what was going, don't really want to allow the press to actually know, because we know that Kano Pillars have not been impressive this season. We know they have been shaky from the start of the season. They have not been getting their rhythm in the MPFL, but no doubt about it, their last game against Kwara United, they actually won that one 2-0. Just so sad that he was not on the sideline for Kano Pillars in that in that particular one. But as it is now, without him, they are still even getting the massive result, because we know Kwara United, they were the league leaders, but Kano Pillars actually came from behind.
Lionel Emmanuel, the Brazilian, was brought in for a purpose,
of course,
to bring in probably that samba kind of football that Brazilians are known for into the Nigerian, into the Kano Pillars, or of course extend into the Nigerian League. But he has not the main reason why he was signed in or signed up for that has not really been achieved, because we've not seen the type of Kano Pillars we used to know in the past. Yeah, this season they'll be on and off. They'll win today, win tomorrow. They've not been given that consistent. There's no consistency in their game plan these days. But because the idea behind the recruitment of Emmanuel, the Brazilian, was just to bring in that kind of samba football into the team. But it has not just. But so now you feel that he's good that he has resigned.
And for me, the season is just starting, and they have played just 16 matches, and so they have actually won 8 matches. Out of 16, they've drawn 3, they've lost 5, and they are in 27th position as it is now. They're in 3rd position. It shows that performance-wise is actually good, no doubt about it. They're for crying out loud, they're in the same point with the current league leaders right about now, which is Rangers United. Out of 15 games, they have 27 points. So when it comes to performance, I don't want to say maybe it was sort of poor run of performance that actually left him to actually leave the club. But at this point in time, Kano Pillars are not really actually saying anything on what led to him leaving the club. Also on his side, on his own side, also he's not even coming out to press and say this is why I
absconded. He has absconded from duty. That was statement according to the Kano Pillars, that he absconded from duty, but don't to study the reasons for his resignation. He can, of course, he will not talk to the press. Probably is on the next plane to Brazil. But
at this point in time, you just have to come up plane. If you want to resign, just resign, state your reason. Maybe you have another offer somewhere else. Then tell Nigerians that, hey, I have a better offer maybe in my country and I want to go back. It's actually good. But for me, performance-wise is actually good. Kano Pillars have been performing brilliantly this season.
In the meantime, the chief coach of the team, there's a chief viewers now. Emmanuel is or was the technical advisor but there is a chief, there are coaching crew, which also includes the chief coach. And now the chief coach, that's Ibrahim Musa, is going to take charge of the team, probably maybe on a temporary basis or on a permanent basis, but he's not in charge of the team, pending when they get a new technical advisor. In a normal setting, for example, in Nigeria now, Gannett Roy is the chief coach, stroke technical advisor, is combining two roles in one. What Kano Pillars did was have a technical advisor separate and a chief coach and a chief coach separate.
But the technical advisor supersedes
the chief coach, yes, because that is his input. So the coach more or less,
just mash out instruction.
Yes, from the to the players. So now, like I said later, in the Nigerian league for the Super Eagles, we have one person doing the roles of two persons. So at the moment now, Ibrahim Musa is going to be the technical advisor, stroke chief coach, pending when they appoint a new technical advisor. But I feel because I feel like Emmanuel left because of the complexity in the Nigerian league.
Of course, for me, I think you should just build on it. You should use that as a stepping stone. Then whenever you are going, since you already have this experience, being the fact that
the Nigerian league is
physical and all that, then that will actually build your mental state of mind.
Probably it got the solution with the fact that they have to travel long distances.
Maybe using the road and all that. But an experience is
probably,
fun and all that.
It might maybe was not enjoying that kind of the escape death one time. Different hazards on the road. I'm probably scared that he's white. They might kidnap him.
But Kano Pillars have enough money now. They can bail him out. So
of course.
But we don't actually pray for that to happen. But all that should just be factored in. Kano Pillars is a very, very good side. For me, they are the Real Madrid
of Nigeria.
due to the fact that they have the money in the bag and all that, and with the massive support from their fan base. I feel for Kano Pillars, the club that we have in the country, that any coach who wants to actually get to manage. From there, we're still talking about the Nigerian football, where we'll go to our next story, where Ekiti United players were involved in an auto crash. Thank God, no player and officials actually lost their life. That is the picture on your screen right about now. They were going to honor the NLL match, but when they were actually going, they had an accident on the road. This is just coming after Aqua United on their way to Kaduna last week. Yes,
last week, and there are two players and an official were seriously injured, but they were out of the hospital right now. But you have been seeing a consistent in the last few weeks.
That was Aqua United.
Yeah, Aqua
United team post. Had
Enugu, yes, at Enugu. So we have seen in the last few weeks now a rise in car accidents, in road accidents by our clubs. If it's not road accident, it is a kidnapping by the kidnapping driver, or bus getting burnt,
or player sitting on the bus.
But it's not be cherry news from the Nigerian league, both at the female and at the male levels, whereby these players' lives are endangered. Now, and because of the secrecy that surrounds the contract of the players, we do not know whether they even have life insurance.
Of course, but during the beginning of the season, the sports ministry, the LMC, even the NLL, they were all complaining. They were all putting out information. They must, players' life and officials must be insured and all that. But did we actually follow it to the data?
So
that's the big question.
So are these players' lives insured? Yes, you might give it to a club like Enugu Rangers. When this guy died, what's his name again, that had an accident last season on his way to Lagos?
George.
Ifeanyi George. When he died, at least after a few weeks or a few months after, his insurance policy was paid. I think about 20 million naira or so was paid.
It was given to the family.
But we have someone like Chineme Martins of Nassau United, whose nothing has been done about.
Nothing has been done.
And I know that clubs like Adama United, I'm very sorry to say, I'm sure they do not have insurance policy for their players.
Club that cannot fit. Club cannot take care of their players. Will be the one to give them insurance.
So we know that most of these players do not have, and yet you are putting them at the risk. You are kind of players, for example, now, or let's say Ekiti now, they are going for an
NLL match.
and they are going very far. What
course.
stops you from, okay, if you cannot even afford flights, maximum security, ensure that your cars, your buses are well maintained.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, you know that the roads are bad, no doubt about that. But at least to reduce whatever impacts, give let the bus or the truck, whatever they're using, be well maintained.
For me,
these players deserve more. Just
more,
I can see on that screen. The bus capsized, turned over. So, of course, I believe some people have got injured in that process.
No, of course, some people will actually get injured. Some players and officials will actually rush to the hospital, but thank God, none of them actually get to
leg injury, leg injury, neck injury, whatever kind of injury.
So with that kind of incident, you see that their match was actually postponed. They will not be playing. They can't play, so the match will be postponed. And if we keep suffering postponement at this point in time, it's not actually healthy for the league. For me, I would say the LMC and the NLL should actually use this as a wake-up call. If we can be able to talk to the government, let the government make use of, let them provide a railway system. For me, I feel it should be safer than them using the road at this point in time. We should have railway connecting to all the states in the country. If we can have that, I think the level of the load on the road will actually reduce. Player can actually use the railway and go to their match day venues and all that. So I feel at this point in time we should actually do more. The government needs to actually wake up and do the needful so that we can actually secure the lives and properties of
it's very, very important that we secure the lives and properties of our players. It is very, very important. So as she's talking about okay, let's move away from football now and go to, should I call it street fights? UFC is a street fight to me because you get into the ring and you use every single thing you have in your arsenal. Your hand, your leg, anywhere you hit the person anywhere. You're almost guaranteed to. I can kick you anywhere I want to kick you. So now we are going to see the Ultimate Fighting Championship between Usman, our Nigerian-born Usman, and then Masvidal. They plan a rematch very soon. And we don't know how soon that is going to be because it's been in the bonnet for a long time now. As you can see on the screen, that's Usman with that.
Okay. The fight is actually coming up April 24.
So we expect to see a blockbuster fight between. It's a rematch, and there's not so much money involved.
Of course.
Our parents will tell us that we should not fight, but see people fighting now and then
they are making money.
They're making money.
Yes, of course. I feel we should actually just exercise.
The Nigerian nightmare.
Yeah, the Nigerian nightmare. He's a Nigerian nightmare, no doubt about it. Nobody can come close to him. I feel the last one, it was a unanimous decision.
Yes.
But this one, we are looking forward for him to actually give him a technical knockout in that particular. Maybe in the second round or in the third round.
I remember two matches, two fights he had. The first one, he said he came in with the anger of Nigeria. The fact that Nigeria has frustrated him.
That's a hustle.
Nigeria has frustrated. It's from Edo State. He said Nigeria has frustrated him so much that he came with that anger and he finished off his
opponent. Of course, for me it was impressive. I feel we should actually use this as a step. Let us tap into that particular sector. We have so many people who will be interested in UFC fight. Since Usman and Adesanya has been a light to bringing people. Of course, he lost by unanimous decision. It was just a slim victory for his opponent. But at this point in time, we in Nigeria, we should use that as a stepping stone. Let us get to bring the game. We should brand our own self also. Then we can have this this pool of talent that foreign scouts will be coming into the country and be picking them, and they will be actually fighting abroad, and more glories and more more economic gain for the country. I feel we should have a federation in that particular sport. I don't think we have federation in that particular sport. I don't think we have that in the country.
No, we don't have anything street fights.
Of course, so at this point in time,
only on the streets.
Only on the streets. So at this, of course, we have so abundant of talents in Lagos are there also. So at this point in time, I feel the sports ministry should actually be looking towards that. We should set up a federation like that. Get bring that talent. Get go to the grassroots. Get talent and all that. Then we can even get sponsors. you agree with me that sponsor will actually run down to Nigeria to come and invest in that particular sport today?
Yeah, definitely, because there's so much money in this kind of the kind of betting that they place on this kind of.
And anything fights, people want to actually watch.
I don't know why people like to see
even
blood
boxing.
or like
People just want to watch anything that has to do with
just reminds me of all the classical movies where you see Spartacus coming, all this kind of you see violence. It's not as if they're encouraging violence anyway, but for this kind of ultimate fighting championship, which is a UFC, which is like to me is a street fight where you use anything you have to
use it against
I can gather you, hold your neck, punch you, kick you with my knee, anywhere, anything. At least anything, but at least not below the belt anyway per se. I can kick you on your legs, break your leg, break your neck. It is allowed.
It's allowed. It's just
it's allowed. It's a complete, and you are inside an enclosed ring. Not that you can easily run out.
No, you can't run out.
And run away.
Except if your coach wants to throw in the towel and say, "Hey,
it's over."
It's over.
Like I was saying, that for this Nigerian men, the second fight, the opponent was coming. I mean, Usman was already inside the ring. The opponent came into the ring. Maybe he saw the anger in Usman. This guy went back.
I think you were talking about Ajagba. I think that was Ajagba.
Oh yes.
Oh, Ajagba
is another Nigerian guy.
If you Ajagba the boxer, the opponent saw him
and he went away. So we have seen that our Nigerian guys in this street fighting, in this street fighting,
boxing, UFC, street fight,
they used
martial
all the
arts,
anger
that
Nigeria has inflicted on them. They suffered well in Nigeria. So that anger that Nigeria made me go through this stress. Maybe, guy, you had a better life. Let me bring you down.
Of course.
That kind of stuff.
With that momentum and all
like
that.
If Ajagba, now thank you for the guy saw Ajagba, saw the face, saw the anger beaming in his eyes. That this guy's going to kill me.
Sick.
Our guy
and he threw in the towel and
he turned back and
he
walked
could not take it. He could not stand it. We still talk about the Nigerian sport, where we come back to the home scene, where we are talking about the National Sport Festival Edo 2020. Is this game still going to hold? Well, as it is now, the Edo State government are saying yes, we are waiting on the federal government to release funds for us to actually host the game. We have all the facilities on ground, all the equipment on ground, but at this point in time, the Edo State government are saying, hey, federal government, you have to give up some bailout fund for us to do some, what did I used to call it again? Some logistics, and also settle some bills and all that before the sports festival can go on. But at this point in time, the Federal Minister of Sport and Youth Development has rolled out the dates of the National Sport Festival, which is set, to take center stage from April 2nd to April 15th at Benin City, the state capital. Jide, what do you make of it? But there are some news going on that the federal government have already released the money for the sport festival since 2019.
Since 2019, yes.
So why is it that the state government are now asking for another money for them to host the festival?
There is so much. In fact, we don't know the exact amount the federal government released to the ministry for this first festival. We don't know the amount yet.
But mind you, the ministry and the Edo State government are saying they're using this COVID-19 as the yardstick. They're saying enough of the money has gone towards preparing the games to have COVID-19 protocol being observed.
Let me ask you a question. Is it Edo State government that's supposed to fund, or the federal government? Since Edo State bidded for the hosting rights.
There are some cases that Edo State has to do on their own, and the federal government has to do, of course, putting all the stadium, the facility, infrastructure in place, and also the hostel, in place, and also some of the logistics and all that. But it is the federal government that's supposed to release money to the sports ministry that will actually do some things. Maybe talking about some maybe technical things that they are going to actually do, where the state also will actually get funding from the state government so that they can be able to feed them in terms of feeding and in terms of transportation. Then in terms of also giving the players, the athletes some money to come for the games. I think it's the responsibility of the state. But all this will actually come in from the funds given to them by the federal government. So everything still moves around the federal government getting to release funds for the games.
So apparently now for the Edo State government to come on and say, we expect funds from the federal government. That means the ministry has not released any form of grants, in quotes, to the state government, because we do not expect the deputy governor, Philip Shoaibu, who is an ardent lover of sport.
Of course, he's a player of Bender Insurance.
He's a player of Bender Insurance. And for him to say, for him to say that, for him to call this allegation, I mean, it is true.
Of course, no doubt about it, because as it is, they actually no wanted to host the game January, but the ministry actually came. The federal government came with the COVID-19, second wave excuse that the games can't go on. But then it's just so sad due to the fact that they have invested, they have printed a whole lot of banner. I'm very, very sure all those banners they have printed, all those posters, they will not be in good shape, hotel and all that. So all those things, they just have to do it again and all that, and that will actually take some funds.
If they are paid for hotel rooms, there's no need for a refund. There's no need for them to pay for hotel rooms again. It's just for the hotel not to, okay, you paid for it before, now let's go ahead.
Okay. Do you know maybe that they will tell you, since you didn't use it the day and the set day you actually booked for those hotels, when you want to book for it again, do you know maybe another people has actually booked for that same date?
But this government, they can use the government instrument against them.
They can use the government
instrument against them.
Okay. Okay. They can use the government.
Yes.
No problem about that.
You don't look for one crime against them. Okay, and see the hotel up. We know how the Nigerian government can give. But on a more serious note, we just expect that the Federal Ministry of Youth and Sport Development should ensure that every available resources needed by Edo State government is released onto them, so you can have a successful, and that is if this
sports festival. Well, at least there was a letter sent to all the states.
And most states are angry because they've spent money on camping
of players. They brought them back, take them again. Game has been postponed like 4 times, and they've been in the camp. FCT actually right about now they're in camp already preparing for the games. I feel we just need to host this game because Olympics is in June, July.
Yes.
If we know what we are doing, this game should serve as a preparative ground for some of our home athletes who have already qualified for the Olympics. People like athletes like in judo, athletes in rowing and canoe federation, we will know that they will actually not participating in the national sports festival. So they need to have competitive games to keep them in shape ahead of the Tokyo Olympics. We are clamoring that we should go there, we should not be a jamboree, we should go there and win medals. If the government really wants Team Nigeria to actually win medals at the Olympics, they must be ready for them to actually do everything that is humanly possible to ensure that they get medals. The Minister of Sport, Sunday Dare, went to Akure just a few days back, and he's saying the government will give the athletes all the support that they need, to finish strong in the Olympics. This is now we want to see the work. We don't want to see the talk at this point in time.
It matches what's action.
That's at this point in time. So we go to our next story.
So let's move away from the home side and now go to golf, where one of the best players in the world that had an accident recently, talking about Tiger Woods, says he's now recovering from home. Tiger Woods was involved in a ghastly motor accident about 2 weeks ago, but thankfully he was not injured, like so much injured, and his car was damaged and everything. We thank God that his life was spared, and of course he had some little issues with his back before then, but then this accident has aggravated his back injury. But be as it's made now, he has left the hospital and he says he is recovering from home. Now the question is, Tiger Woods would be able to come back and challenge for honors as he has always been doing? Remember the last trophy, the last title he won, he was not given any chance to make any. There's a point Tiger Woods was rated the world's 1,000. His ranking was 1,000 plus. That's a man that was on number one or the number one name on the list, going to 1,000 on the list. That was a drastic fall. But he brought himself up gradually. He took himself up gradually. He fought himself up, and he got back to the peak of his career before this injury, before this accident that came up. So now our prayer now is for Tiger Woods to come back again, because he's a warrior. his name fits him. It's a tiger.
Of course.
It's a tiger.
It's just so sad that he had an accident and all that.
He's a tiger.
But at this point in time, he has been, recuperating. He has been, getting back to shape.
When we look
the
at
beauty of it, the beauty of the thing is that golf is not. It doesn't have to do with you running too much and all that.
An 80-year-old man can
An 80,
play.
100-year-old man can actually play the game. So at this point in time, it's just for him to have his mental fitness. To be in shape and all that. So at this point in time, I just want to wish him all the best for him to recover. We hope to see him on the course once again. Do what he loves doing the most.
He will come. I know as his name fits him. His name is Tiger. So and the Tigers they don't back off easily. They always go for the jungle, and Tiger Woods will get back to his winning ways, and of course give us that happiness that he has gone through a lot. His marriage, he paid so much money for the divorce. He lost so much money in the process. He was, so many things just happened for him and all those kind of things. But then he has picked himself up, and then we see to see a vibrant Tiger Woods coming in the next few months. Of course, he will surely come back. Yes.
So we'll go back to football, where we'll talk. We'll go to the continent right about now, where the new elected CAF president is talking about Patrick Musempe. He's saying that this is a time for Africa to actually win the World Cup. At this point in time, do you think Africa, a team in Africa, is talking about a country in Africa, can really actually win the World Cup? Why not go to our Facebook handles to actually share your thoughts and all that, to ensure that you share our post and all that, and invite your friend to actually come join us on the show. But Jide, at this point in time, do you think it is time for any African country to win the World Cup?
Yes.
Can we win the World Cup?
Please specify what World Cup. At least Nigeria has won.
FIFA World Cup. FIFA World Cup.
Nigeria has won.
The main cup. Any other cup is plastic cup. We are talking about the main cup.
Nigeria is the most successful and 17 side in the World Cup. At least you have won 5 World Cups in under 17. So please specify which World Cup.
World Cup, the FIFA Senior Men's World Cup.
Better now. So Nigeria can win. It might win in 2023, which I doubt. Anyway, the
2022.
2022. But then it's very difficult for Africa right now to win the World Cup. Not this year. Not this coming World Cup. Not the this can happen, but probably the next World Cup that will be hosted by US and Canada. But for this coming World Cup, no.
It's not
it's going to be highly difficult. Whereby we still have the powerhouses in Germany. Forget England; they're not strong enough. Nigeria can even
let's keep bad maybe officiating aside
and favoritism
aside. Do you think Africa or Nigeria stand a chance?
Not
fully well. Looking at what happened against Argentina in Nigeria at the round of in the last group game in the Russia 2018 World Cup. Looking at what happened, we were supposed to be given a penalty, but at the end of the day, it was ruled out. We were not given that particular penalty.
If Africa begin to have that mentality that let's not rely on the referee. So
Jeffrey will never favor Africa.
And so let's just put that. If you have a chance, if you have your clean chance and score, no referee can cancel that goal. Okay. Because if you have a chance and you take it clinically, the referee cannot say he did not score. It's not possible.
Of course.
It will be clearly show that is years ago. But for penalties, they can still maneuver the way and say no, it's not a penalty. You can just run to the VAR, look at the VAR, read whatever to read, and we see what I see. If I come back, no penalty. It's possible.
Like what happened against Chelsea and Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid, for me, they should have been awarded to.
We will talk about that when we get to the Champions League matter. But then, so let African countries. I remember, was it Ghana against Uruguay?
Yes, Uruguay.
Yes.
At the last minute of the match, did an
handball. He stopped the ball. If
Guyang
scored that penalty, though that goal, that goal that Suarez stopped was going into the net.
It was going into the net.
But then that was that kind of football that he employed, and he worked out. But if Sian had utilized that opportunity and scored that goal, no referee would have stopped.
And that would be the end of the game. And it was just that one kick, and that would be the end of the game. It was just so sad for Ghana.
Africa should take every available chance they get.
In terms of selecting the right players,
yes, and when they get,
venue,
and when
take
they
your
get,
chances,
give them the motivation. You know, there were reports that they flew in money inside the airplane and brought it for the player because for them to be motivated, raw cash. And I think perhaps that's one of the motivated players to get to that level before
actually knocked them out.
Yeah, before Suarez did his,
he did his magic.
He did his magic. Those are some of the dark aspects of football.
Of course.
But now, Patrick Mosepe, who's a billionaire, is a
South African billionaire,
even said South Africa must even perform very well
in the World Cup.
Yeah, in World Cup. Botswana must perform very well. That it cannot be a CAF president from South Africa and his own country is not
performing well in the game of football. Of course.
I know that South Africa, they are doing well, but not so well like that. But I say that that they can challenge for honors, but then we know how they battle against Nigeria when we meet. We find difficult against in our recent games together. They've been challenging us for man to man.
Of course, just to remind our viewers that Patrick Mosepe actually was elected as a CAF president last Friday at the General Council meeting in Morocco. We have our own also. Amadu Pinnick was also elected as a member of the FIFA Executive Council, which we have 6 seats in Africa. He was elected as one of
and he won by a landslide for 3 points, for 3 votes
to 8 votes in that particular one. So
and it's going to be the third Nigerian that will be on the
FIFA Council's list after Amos Adamu
and late
Orok. So we just wish them all the best. FIFA has congratulated both of them and all that. Stakeholders all over the country, all over the world has congratulated Amadu Pinnick for that particular feat that he has achieved at this point in time. So we just hope that he uses that seat, to relaunch Nigeria into the global scene when it comes to football development in Nigeria and also in Africa at large. At this point in time, we'll go to our next story. We'll go back to boxing, where the world heavyweight champion is talking about the fight that will be coming up between our own Anthony Joshua and also Tyson Fury. One man who actually knows his onions, who has been a former world champion, is coming out to say, yes, I want to train Anthony Joshua. Who is that man? That man is Mayweather. Chide?
The money man.
The money man. The money in the bag man. Mayweather is coming out to say, yes, I want to be your personal trainer ahead of that particular bout.
Mayweather said he wants to work with Anthony Joshua. I don't know in what aspect right now, maybe as his trainer or maybe to give him some tips and everything, or not to defend. Mayweather is one of the best, in quotes, defender.
Of course.
He's not the attack-minded boxer. Or
of course.
Not attack-minded.
He will just be running around the ring.
And any small opportunity gives a punch and everything. You will never able to. You are not ever able to get him.
Of course.
To one corner. He runs around the ring. Wears you out.
Yeah, of course.
And when you see you are getting to one point, he comes in, give one or two punches, you run backward. Run backward.
Run back to chef.
So Mayweather is one of the I would say is because he can say he wants to come out again to fight.
Of course. Maybe when he's broke, he can just come out and say, yes, let me go and fight. Let me go and find Picard. Let me go and fight Picard. Let's make money. The same thing that he did. I think the same thing that he did. Is it with I've forgotten his name at this point in time. But his last fight, I think that last fight, he just went to make money.
Of course. But can this guy go broke actually?
You can't go broke because he's the richest athlete in the world. He's the richest athlete in the world.
But he's still the richest athlete.
Of course, he can't actually go broke.
Because if he goes broke, he has a lot of cars that he can sell. And those cars, they're worth millions of dollars. So let's not even talk about the fact that he's worth, but the fact that he wants to work with Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua is one of the best boxers right now.
Yes,
he has made his name in boxing and everything. He has proven to, in fact, he has went for Olympics for England, for Great Britain and everything. And for the fact that Mayweather wants to come in and give him some more tips means a lot that there's so much potential in Anthony Joshua. There's so much that he sees that Anthony Joshua lacks that he needs to work on. We don't know what Anthony Joshua lacks. Probably lacks the fact that he's not cautious. Maybe Mayweather wants him to slow down.
Of course.
I know that Joshua loves to attack once and for all and finish you up. He doesn't waste time. But in that process, he loses his guard. And Mayweather is the kind of boxer that he watches every move you want to make. Before, you know, it's like a tiger. He watches every move first and looks for you at your weak point, or at your slow point, or
and it takes you out by surprise.
But Joshua just goes in for your throat straight away. He doesn't care. He doesn't care whether you're coming with your own tactics. He goes.
I know that about his opponent is very, very experienced in the game. I was talking about Tyson Fury.
Yeah, that's the Fury.
Very, very experienced. Both athletes have both height.
Taller.
He's even taller than Anthony Joshua. So it's going
bigger.
To be, yes. So it's going to be difficult. The fight.
So why Joshua is brings his hand up,
Fury is bringing his hand down. But for me, I've already done all the maths. I'm just saying at this point in time, the first fight is going to be a 2-fight. Yeah. The first fight, Tyson Fury will win Anthony Joshua. Go and write it down. So the second one, Anthony Joshua will win Tyson Fury and retain his belt. Go and write it down. You see, that's what will happen at the end of the day. Of course, that's the script at this point in time. It's just for them to make money in the second fight, because you know, if Anthony Joshua gets to win the first fight, there will be no much money to make in the second fight. For as it is, Tyson Fury will actually not win the first fight. Then Anthony Joshua
unanimous decision.
Or unanimous decision. Anthony Joshua might come and they might say, okay, just knock him out, or by unanimous decision also, Anthony Joshua will get to win the match. So let's just keep our fingers crossed.
There's money in boxing, Wale.
Of course, there's money in boxing at this point in time, but I don't think I don't think I want to venture into that at this point in time. But you already have the physique and all that, so you can go into boxing and all that. And that's your talent.
No, I don't think I can. I've never fought in my life, so I don't know how it is to even punch. So, but then we just wish Anthony Joshua all the best when he takes on Tyson Fury. So again, we move back to football. Yesterday, the Orlando Pirates snatched a late victory over our own Aba Warriors. That's talking about Imba at the CAF Confederations Cup yesterday. It was a very, very late victory for Pirates.
Yes, the Orlando Pirates.
I was glad that Nigeria Imba went all out to ensure that they get the maximum points, 3 points in the second game in the group stage. But then they lost at the dying minute.
Of course.
At the dying minute. That was very painful. I can imagine the kind of pain and anger, because the kind of pain actually that we have gone through the hearts of these players to have held down these Pirates, who are a very good side anyway. The Pirates they're from South Africa, but then of course they wounded the hearts of the Warriors yesterday.
Of course, no doubt about it. We expect Imba to actually get, even though it's a draw, get to win, because their first game against Hala Benghazi of Libya, they actually got to win that one 2-1 at the Aba Stadium. That was last week, and Fatai-led side actually said they were going to get maximum point in South Africa, but they couldn't actually do that one.
It was playing mind games.
They were playing mind games and all that. But we know no doubt about it. Yes,
it's good.
It's good for a week, but we have not. But they have not gotten to the quarterfinal stage that they are going to of course.
And the goal came from one particular guy again.
The captain.
The captain.
Of course, the captain. Oladipo is actually inspiring his team. You saw the kind of long range strike that
his goal was the goal of the week of that match they won against the Libyan side. It's good from the outside the box, massive shot that the keeper stood while I was watching, he could not even move. That was goal of the week. But it scored a penalty this time around, and we are seeing that it's an inspiration to the players, to Imba players and everything.
Of course, no doubt about it. They will just come back, regroup themselves ahead of their next match in that particular group. But at this point in time, they will be placed around the second position in the group.
Yes.
They should actually be played in the second position in the ongoing group. So with that, they will actually come back to Nigeria today for ahead of their MPFL match during the weekend. So we go straight.
Before we go, our viewers are calling into the studio for them to share their thoughts, their opinion, and their reactions towards some of the news we've talked about. before now. We've talked about the Nigerian Professional League, the CAF
Talk
Professional
about the
Score,
Super Eagles.
the Super Eagles and everything. So you can call in, and the number is right there on your screen. So call in and let's get your thoughts and your reactions. So you're going to the next story, which has to do with...
Okay. It has to do with the Nigerian Professional Football League. We know there are some matches which was, decided yesterday, midweek matches where we see Kano Pillars getting to defeat Akwa United in that particular one today.
Yeah, but before that one, I was even surprised that Adama United held down Abia Warriors. I was expecting Abia Warriors will take the war to Adama United and defeat them, but they came out with a 1-1 scoreline.
1-1 yesterday.
That was a shocker to me anyway.
Of course, well, the shocker. The shocker also in that particular one. For me, I would say Akwa United defeated, if I remember, 1-0. For me, it was a shocker. I didn't expect about 1-0 to Akwa United. But other results here yesterday, we saw Rivers United defeating MFM by 2-0. Warri Wolf played out 0-0 against Jigawa Golden Stars, and Heartland, they are beginning to get back their rhythm in the Nigerian Professional Football League, defeating Wiki Tourists by 2-0.
And Kano Pillars, of course, defeated the league leaders then, talking about Akwa United by 2-1.
Yes.
And today, of course, it's going to be Katsina United against Enugu Rangers. That's a very big one to this evening. The National United, of course, will take on Dakada FC, and Plateau United will welcome Sunshine Stars.
Yes, they will set to dim the sun against Sunshine anyway.
Yesterday was the Champions League was played yesterday, and Chelsea, of course, they made their fans happy once again. The new coach, talking about Thomas Tuchel, for the past 13 games now, he has not lost a single game in the last 13 games. And they were able to defeat Atletico Madrid 3-0 on aggregate, 1-0 in the first leg in Spain, and 2-0 in the Stamford Bridge yesterday night. Fans, the Chelsea fans were extremely happy at the fact that their players, the young boys, came on board.
Of course, Ziyech
and MSN.
Getting.
I was surprised. I was really shocked at the collapse of Atletico Madrid defense. That's not the classical.
Of course, that was not. But they were actually not jittering in that particular one due to the fact that they went down at home in Spain. So they were actually looking out to get at least to score a goal in the first half. Then the second half, they can see how they will consolidate on that goal and score another goal that will actually seal their place to the quarterfinal stage. The
Ziyech goal
was a defensive error. The defenders, they were no.
I was shocked at the collapse of Atletico Madrid defense. I did not expect that two young players will outrun. Okay, they can outrun you anyway, but based on the experience of these guys at the back, how could they have allowed such ball to get to Ziyech? If you look at the Oblak, and the ball passed through the laps of the legs of Oblak.
Of course, if you look at the defense of Atletico Madrid, you agree with me. They don't have the experience that they used to have when Diego
Godin was there.
Diego was there and all that. So at this point in time, even this Uruguay player who actually who is in Italian Serie A right about now, Godin was there. They didn't have they don't really have that kind of solid defenders who can actually marshal out any superpower.
There's a guy called Savage there.
Savage for me, you can't compare from Korea. Savage the Savage, and look at Joe Gamares. All those guys are not guys who can even stand on their own.
But we know the coach to always.
Yes.
So always get the kind of defensive kind of players
that he wants. Well, at this point in time, it's not really really working for them. But I will actually blame the center referee yesterday. There was a 2 penalty call that should have been awarded to Atletico Madrid yesterday, but those 2 penalty calls was actually ruled out. The referee didn't even go to check the VAR. He was not even interested in checking the VAR yesterday. But when there was halftime analysis and when we actually saw the replay of that particular two incidents, it was clear that it was an penalty. Should have been awarded to Atletico Madrid yesterday. But all is done and dusted at this point in time. Chelsea coach is saying they fear nobody when it comes to the Champions League.
Now he's making mouth. Yesterday as well too, Bayern Munich, of course, it was expected that they were going to defeat Lazio. They won the first leg for 4-1 at away.
Yes.
So we expected that, of course, Lazio come to their own stadium. So it's going to be a walk in the park for Bayern. But they managed to score 2 goals. So they had a 6-2 aggregate. So it was a beautiful game yesterday. And on Wednesday, it was Man City against Borussia Mönchengladbach. And
that was on Tuesday.
On Tuesday, sorry. And it was a 4-0 aggregate. And Real Madrid, of course, defeated Atalanta
4-1. That's on aggregate.
Yeah, 4-1 on aggregate and everything. So Manchester City and Real Madrid have got to quarterfinals. And also Bayern Munich and Chelsea, they've also qualified for the quarterfinals.
Just to let you know that the Champions League draw will take place tomorrow after the Europa League matches that will happen later today.
And for the Europa matches today, we're going to see Arsenal against Olympiacos, Dynamo Zagreb against Tottenham. Of course, Arsenal is they have the upper hand against Olympiacos, 3-1 from the first leg, and Tottenham against Dynamo Zagreb. They have a 2-0 aggregate already. And I'm seeing, but the Manchester United against AC Milan is a 1-1. Now, Manchester United are going to find it difficult now to, they're going to San Siro Stadium.
Of course.
Today.
And AC Milan, they're there already. And AC Milan have this one goal away advantage. So it's going to be a cracker. At the first leg, they didn't actually put their best players for me. Manchester United didn't actually put their best players. But at this return leg, we know that this is the title that is left for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to actually win this season. Because for me, I would say the Premier League is done and dusted. Man City are the champions already. And it has been so sad that for good 4 years, Manchester United have not won any cup in that particular one. So at this time, they should just try to work on for them to actually get the desired victory in the particular match they'll be playing later today. But it's going to be difficult. If Zlatan is going to play, then it's going to be difficult for Manchester United.
Zlatan to be even called back to Sweden's national team 5 years after retirement. It means that there's something these guys offer at 39 years, apparently. So if Zlatan is going to play against today against Manchester, his former club, it's going to be a beautiful one. Whether he's going to score some beautiful goals against his old club and celebrate as well.
Of course, he will celebrate, no doubt about it. So we should talk about the Europa League, where Tottenham Arsenal also will be playing against Olympiacos. They have a 3-1 away advantage in that particular one. So they'll be playing Olympiacos later today. Dynamo Zagreb will play Tottenham Hotspur today. Their coach was actually sentenced to prison for some misbehavior in that particular one. Well, we see Mondel played Getafe. We see Shakhtar Donetsk also play Roma later today. We talked about our Manchester United. Rangers will play Slovia Plug, and also Villarreal will play Dynamo Kiev. Young Boys will also entertain Ajax in that particular. So all live matches will come up today. Then tomorrow we'll now have the draws for the quarter-final stages. We go to the weekend fixtures today.
So for the weekend fixtures, starting from the Nigerian League, from the English Premier League. So we are going to see Brighton against Newcastle this weekend. This weekend actually. So, and I'll talk about the Premier League. I'd like to talk about the Nigerian League, which I prefer to talk about.
Of course, we have to just we have to talk about it so that we can able to attract sponsors and improve the league.
So this weekend as well too, we're going to see Tottenham against Southampton, then Brighton against Newcastle on Saturday actually. So and in Italy it's going to be Inter against Sassuolo and Spezia against Cagliari. And then in Germany, of course, Bayern Munich against Stuttgart. And Borussia Dortmund will visit Cologne. Werder Bremen will host Wolfsburg. And Frankfurt will welcome Union Berlin. So we have some interesting matches. And in Spain, it's going to Real Madrid will visit Celta Vigo. That's a very tough one for Madrid as well too. Atletico Club will welcome Eibar. Valladolid will welcome Sevilla. The Huesca, who are the bottom of the table, will welcome Osasuna.
Okay. Then in Sunday matches, we are going to see Brighton play against Newcastle. Going to see Tottenham against Southampton, but that game has been postponed. That's in the English Premiership. Then we're talking about the English FA Cup, where quarter-final stage, Chelsea will host Sheffield United. Leicester will be up against Manchester United in the quarter-final games. Also on Sunday, also in the German Bundesliga, Hoffenheim against Mainz 05, Hertha Berlin against Leverkusen, Freiburg against Wolfsburg. In Spain, Spanish La Liga, Getafe against Elche, Valencia against Granada, Villarreal against Cadiz, Atletico against Alaves, Real Sociedad against Barcelona. For me, that is the peak of the game when he's talking about the La Liga for on Sunday. Then Interland, we have Verona against Atlanta, Juventus against Benevento, Sampdoria against Torino, Udinese against Lazio, Fiorentina against Milan, Roma against Napoli. That would be the biggest match in the Italian Serie A this weekend. Before we go, we just quickly want to talk about the AFN. That is talking about the Athletic Federation of Nigeria. That will be hosting the national trials for the Under-20 World Athletics Championship get to hold in Kenya later this year. Also talking about the World Relay Race, which will be a qualifier for the Olympics that's happening in Poland, and also there will be the trials also will be to select Team Nigeria for the CAA Athletics Senior Championship will coming up later this year, and also for the African Region 2 Championship will be hosted in Nigeria, in Kaduna State to be precise, later this year. So all these the national trials will be coming up in Port Harcourt, the River State capital, on March 29 and 30th of this month. That's talking about 2020. So wishing all our athletes all the best when they compete in the Port Harcourt Games later this month. Jide.
Finally, talking about the fixtures for the Nigerian League, this Sunday is going to be Abia Warriors will welcome Katsina United. Dakar FC will take on Plateau United, and Enugu Rangers will welcome the visit of Nassau United. Atland will avoid being devoured by Warri Wolves when they meet. Ifeanyi will try to dim the stars of Jigawa Golden Stars. Kwara United, of course, would like to reclaim their top spot again by when they welcome the visit of Adama United. Lobby Stars, of course, we take on Rivers United. MFMFC, who have not been playing so well, we pray their way to victory against Akwa United. Social Stars is going to battle a wounded Eyimba actually. The Wiki Tourists, they have a very tough match in front of them against the Kano Pillars.
Another defeat looming for.
Andrews Cathedral, Diocese of Warri, Anglican Communion presents Divine Encounter. Divine Answer! Divine Answer! Divine Answer! With a man of God, Venerable P.O.G. Wisdom. Shout Jesus! Economy of Nigeria can be dry, but I see oil in your face. I see your job be given to you. You will catch a miracle that will not be taken away. Any deceit of the devil that comes out of tomorrow. Somebody shout fire! Fire! If you believe that your business can rise again, number 3, Jesus.